Celtics fall 115-105 to the Brooklyn Nets, a game which they led by 28 points. That is the largest blown lead in the NBA this season. Tom Giles, Chris Forsberg, Scal.
I blame Forsberg. Forsberg said, you guys I'm done with this little hit that you guys do. Forsberg, I'm not sure about the Celtics with the lead. You might want to think
Well, was I wrong?
No, but I blame you. I blame you.
You can blame me. I blame just a disinterested Jason Tatum, some questionable decisions from Joe Mazzulla. Robert Williams is hurt. I am angry about everything right now.
I can see why you would be. I think a lot of people are, because this was a game. It felt like, was it 51-23? Like, we're midway through the second quarter, and it kind of had the feel of a preseason game. And then somehow Brooklyn just snapped out of it, and the Celtics never really did.
It's exactly at the same time. Jacques Vaughn calls a timeout, and like he lays into the guys, and then the Celtics just say like, "Oh, I guess we got this one." And my whole point, listen, I get that. I get that when you're 6 games up in first place.
Right.
I get that when it's December. It's a long season. I do not get that. Right now, I do not get that when you're a half game behind. I do not get that when the Bucks have won 16 games in a row. And and maybe they know something that I don't know. I think home court advantage is really important in the playoffs. I think Game 7 in this building would be special in the playoffs. And if they don't care, then that's the effort. But to me, it wasn't an execution thing, a substitution thing. It was, we're just not going to play the same way we got the lead.
The end of the first half was as maddening a stretch as I can remember. And Smart was, made some bad decisions, put Tatum in a bad spot, led to a turnover. It's just like, and it just unraveled, and no one seemed to want to put it back together. And I just thought we were past this moment with this team. I thought with everything that happened last year and getting to the finals that it was time to just sort of be able to lock in these sort of moments. And yet, here it is, as at a time of the year when you're supposed to be trending upward, and it's just baffling at times.
Scott, you talked about the importance of getting out to a good start in the third quarter, and I thought if ever you're going to get off to a good start in the third quarter, tonight was the night. I mean, Forsberg just explained, you just squandered this lead, so it's 9 points at the break, and yet Brooklyn comes out and goes on a 19-6 run right out of the break.
So, to me, it seems like when the Celtics play with pace, they're really good. And when Marcus Smart has the ball and he's running the show, they're really good. But I don't believe that they've bought into that. I don't think across the board they want to do that, because the way I look at it is when things get tough, they revert back to the old way,
right? Not
this way. So, like, unless you inherently believe that this is the way that we need to play all the time, then you would do it. And when things get tough, you would say, okay, let's get back to playing with pace. We revert back to slow down basketball, pass. It takes 4 seconds to get into a screen. So I don't know what's going on in the locker room. I don't know, not like a chemistry thing. I don't know what their message is. I just know what I see. And when Marcus Smart is pushing the ball and everyone is running and everyone's making quick decisions, we're really good. If we're not going to do that, then we're going to have inconsistent play.
And I just think, we just saw it the other night. As soon as they take their foot off the gas, they allow teams back into it. And it's clear the way they have to play, and yet they don't want to do it enough. And some of that I kept saying was, oh, they've been there, and they're just going to kind of ramp it up in the moments that matter. And yet you can't play like that if you're especially now in a race for the 1 seed. So I hope they're learning lessons, but I don't know.
We're going to look at some of the unfortunate video of how things started to fall apart in the second quarter. Yeah, we do. We do, because, you got to learn from it, right? And second quarter, this is I believe it was a 32-13 run.
It's simple. They just got cracked off the dribble. That's it.
Ugh.
You can look wherever you want to look, and we can talk about pace, which is true. But if you watch these highlights, it's just Nets cracking the Celtics off the dribble, Nets playing out of rotation from then on. That's what this turned into.
And this also, by the way, is a Brooklyn team that, again, came in here on a 4-game losing streak. Coming out of the All-Star break, they were struggling against just about everybody. And I mean, you're watching things fall apart.
That stuff like is the opposite of what you think, right?
What do you mean? How do you mean?
Yeah, like if the Celtics have beat the Nets 10 times in a row,
which they did until tonight.
It means that the Celtics are now, like, the Nets are due to win. And the Nets have lost 4 games in a row. It means they're due to turn this thing around.
I get that too, but
I'm not,
they haven't been playing well. That's my point.
Well, no, they haven't been playing defense well. There's a big difference. That's a big difference.
So, then do you think the Nets started to do something different defensively?
No, that was on us.
Okay.
That they started making shots, and we said, okay, we're going to slow it down. That was on us.
Credit to them, too, because they looked like they were about to check out 1-2-3 Cancun, and all of a sudden, boom, you let them get a few buckets, and they're right back in it. And you just can't give a team energy because it's going to snowball on you. And I just hate when the Celtics do this. They just so often give teams life, and you can't do that.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges, by the way, had 38 points, and he really got it going in the second half there. He was, I mean, the third quarter, again, this is where Brooklyn took the lead. And, they kind of jumped right on the Celtics right out of the break. You saw Rob Williams go down with an injury midway through this third quarter. We'll talk about that coming up later. But
do we have
just
to?
coming out of the – well, yeah, unfortunately, Chris, we do. We got to cover all these things.
All right, I'm just saying.
And it just felt like Brooklyn came out with a lot more energy in the third quarter.
This is the other thing that concerns me is your starters are out there for the start of the third quarter, and you need that group that says, okay, we let go of the rope. We need to kind of bring this thing back in. They were so good at the start of the game and moving the ball and the ball zipping everywhere and playing well defensively, and then they get away from everything. I don't understand that part of it. Why can't the starters find that energy?
I mean, they had the energy in the first half.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why can't they?
Because they revert back to their native tongue when things get tough. Like, their identity is to play fast. Their identity is to fly around. That's what they were good at. And the problem is when things go sideways, I think they downshift. They should be putting into overdrive. And you should do that over and over. It's okay to, play fast and miss 3 shots in a row.
Right.
It's like you play fast and miss 3 shots in a row, and everyone says, slow down, slow down. No. Were they good shots?
Yeah.
Did you put the teams in rotation? So, listen, I mean, this is one of those situations where they got to live with the results of this because they know exactly what they did wrong. And I give the Nets a lot of credit. I think when Jacques Vaughn called that timeout and laid into him, it was the second one in a row in about 2 minutes. They were a different team coming out of there.
Yeah, and I think it would probably be pretty easy to take someone for the Tommy Award on Brooklyn the way they played tonight, but we got to give one to a Celtics player tonight.
I love the way that Jalen Brown played.
Yeah.
No, from the start to the end, I thought he had the right mentality. And I usually don't give it to the top scorer, but I thought Jalen Brown was playing with a tremendous amount of energy, and he was getting to the basket. And a lot of these you'll see they'll be early, but Jalen Brown, I thought he played with great force, getting downhill. I thought he played through contact. I just thought he was great, and I thought that he played with the edge that you need to play with.
That stretch right before the collapse was some of Jalen Brown's best basketball. He did a little bit of everything and put the team in position to win.
Yeah, it was disappointing across the board, but I like the way that Jalen Brown. But you know what? And I like Marcus Smart the way he played at stretches. But it's just you got to be consistent, and you got to play the style that helps you when things are not going your way.
All right, so Jalen Brown's 8th Tommy Award of the season, just one behind Marcus Smart and Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon did not play tonight. How do you respond to this? Because now you got the Knicks coming in on Sunday, then you got the Cavs on Monday. So those are 2 tough games.
It doesn't carry over.
Doesn't?
No, it doesn't. Like this, I mean, the one thing, Mike Gorman nailed it, I thought. It was maybe this is a good opportunity for these guys to say, listen, man, we can't be messing around with the game, right? We have to play our style. We have to commit to our style. We have to do our style no matter what, right? And I said it at halftime. I was like, we might be one of the worst up 20 teams I've ever seen.
Maybe of all time.
I have to have.
As soon as we saw that DraftKings line, I was like, nope.
I gotta see Dick Life. I want to know what our offensive rating is, our net rating. Once we get up 20, what happened? And we've had some times where we've blown some games. We've pushed it to 30. Against this team, we did that, but tonight looked like it was going to be another one of those, and I was like, man, we really let go of the rope.
And to Scal's point about the seedings and stuff like that, okay, maybe the Celtics are just like, we're so good, we've been there, we can go on the road against a team like Milwaukee and win. But I start thinking about just the matchups, and we've talked about so much about it. You want Bucks Sixers, you want those 2 teams to beat each other up, and so if that's not the 2-3, that's scary.
All right. Well, as it is, it's a loss here for the Celtics tonight as they fall to 45-19 on the season. All right, let's talk a little gamblings here. Let's go to the DraftKings Sportsbook. This was looking so good at halftime, man. I was feeling really good about this. Okay, we had Jason Tatum going over 5.5 assists.
I took the Celtics on the money line.
Yeah, well,
that's all right.
Hey, whoa, it was you. It wasn't me.
No, I did that.
Yeah, I know, but you still.
No, I was walking out of Home Depot, and I said, money line. That's a. You know why? Because someone called me up and they're like, Scal, you need to hit one of these.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, man, it's hard to pick 3 in a row. You know what? One of them is going to be Celtics money line. I know that's going to hit today.
And when they're up by 28, feeling pretty good. The Nets couldn't throw the ball in the ocean, so you're feeling pretty good about the under 227.5. And Jason Tatum, I think, had 3 assists at halftime.
The under hit, right?
It did, yes.
Okay, and then with the Tatum thing, like I did. So I said on the broadcast, I said Tatum's got to take this game over. He got the ball, he made a play. I don't understand. It's like he didn't touch the ball for the next 6 possessions. I don't get it, but you know. That's on me. It's on me. I messed it up again. You know what? I'm not going to Home Depot the next game. I'm staying home and I'm studying like Tom Giles does. I don't need trim or nothing like that. I am going home and I'm studying my DraftKings app because I'm getting this next one. I guarantee it.
I don't
guarantee it. I'm just joking. I'm getting this next one.
I'll tell you, though, if you were someone who was live betting the Celtics to win, that didn't go so well as well in the second half when those odds kept getting better. All right. Thank you, Scal. Meanwhile, soon enough, DraftKings Sportsbook, Boston's hometown sportsbook, will be live right here in Massachusetts. Sign up now. New customers will receive up to $200 in bonus bets on launch day. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BANNERS when you sign up. All right, let's send it out to Abby Chin, who's with Joe Mazzulla.
All right, Joe. What happened?
We lost.
Why? How?
We played harder than we did.
Is that what it came down to?
Yeah, it was a very analytical game. One of the most sound analytical games from Brooklyn. They beat us in every statistical category, and so when that happens, regardless of how hard you play, you put yourself in a tough spot.
What do you say to the group?
Nothing. Regroup. It's the first time all year where we lost our composure and didn't regain it. Something that our guys are really, really good at. And we do have to make a commitment to the margins. And so when you look at 3-point attempts, offensive rebounds, free throws, turnovers, and overall shot attempts, they beat us in every one of those categories. So, we got off to a really good start. We lost our mindset and got relaxed, and you gave a team a chance. And anytime you give a team a chance in the NBA, it has a chance to cost you. So there's a learning point there. But really the approach of we have to commit to the margins, and you can't get outworked in all those margins and expect to win.
Joe, thank you.
Thank you.